timeline just so we could, in preparation of preparing a special assessment role. And we think we could have them installed and going by June 1st. Might be July 1st, but I by June 1st. The one thing that I want to say is the purpose of the public hearing for in April, if we adopt this resolution today and set the public hearing for April, the purpose is to hear opposition. Certainly people can call in and say, you know, I want this, yay, you know, hooray for this, but it's important that those that are opposing it utilize this public hearing to voice that opposition.
And that'll all be laid out in the letter that we will send to all the residents in Dutchman's Cove, letting them know about the public hearing. And as of right now, like Joe said, we very well could be in person, so it might make it a little easier if folks wanted to come in and speak their opinion. So, but everything will be laid out in that letter as far as what the next public hearing will be for. So Mr. Scott, do you have any other questions or comments or?
Yeah, well, I think that things got fairly well answered, because one of the questions I had was the cost and how it would change, could change over the years, and what's going on, what would be going on with that. I think people probably would like to have an idea what, what that cost would be, that assessment each year. So
sure.
We know it's not going to be, the same, but I didn't know whether it would go up or down, maybe depending on energy costs. It sounds like it's obviously gone up over the years. So
there was 1 year over that 16-year period where consumers issued a credit, and the credit was divided up, and they actually didn't have an assessment at all. It resulted in a credit for that year for all of them. It's not something that I think, we can count on, but we absolutely, I mean, we all know consumers, they change their prices and it happens. So if they give us a credit or if they lower the rate, we're going to pass that on. We take no administration fee. It's 100% the cost of operating those lights. So if they lower the rates, we're going to lower them. And if they raise them, then it'll unfortunately be an increase.
Certainly. Okay. Just one other thing probably would be, my understanding is that cost that consumers is doing includes maintenance also. Is that correct?
Let me just have a look here. I want to read you exactly what the verbiage is for this proposed resolution, because it is does kind of leave it open.
Yeah, the street lights within Dutchman's Cove condominiums will be company owned by Consumers Energy.
Right, but it says that the township will be billed for installation, annual usage, and extraordinary maintenance of said street lights.
Yep, that's the second, yeah.
So when I looked up the history of, and I just did Vienna Meadows because you can look across the street and say, oh, that's one to look at. There has not been any extraordinary maintenance of Vienna Meadows streetlights. I can't tell you what the definition of extraordinary means.
Yeah.
I would imagine if like a plow truck came through, because you guys plow your own roads, and knocked down a light or something like that occurred, it would probably have to be an insurance claim on your part on the part of the association. And I would say that would be extraordinary. They wouldn't be replacing lights, but we haven't had in Vienna Meadows, when I just looked at their 16-year period, any extraordinary maintenance.
Okay, so that's pretty standard. I mean, I'm really one that's not really gung-ho for lights in the complex, but I would understand lights out front. I mean, I definitely understand lights out front. And, I suppose the cost is not, it's not a terrible deal. I was just more concerned about how the light would shine on the yards and stuff, as compared to the street.
Have you had an opportunity to look at the diagram provided by Consumers to see where the lights would be in relation to your property?
Yeah, I know. The one
Okay.
would be right out in front of my place.
Okay. Okay.
That's the, it would be, probably better if it was next door or something, but well, it's kind of in between places, but
Sure.
it could be off there. But at 14 feet, I'm not sure how the light is designed to shine. I mean, over across the street, I kind of looked at those, and I think they're a little different light than what we're getting. That it's really hard to tell how they would do. I know there's another spot. I'm not sure whether it's in the city or not. I think it's probably in the township, because I think you go the street right across from the township offices, and there's a little subdivision back in there.
Hidden Oaks.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's right. I think they got the same street light. I mean, the same pole and height and stuff, but I think their lights are different than what we were going to get out here too. I'm not sure.
Well, what I could do is I can call Consumers Energy tomorrow and ask them to provide us with a complex or a road that has the same lights, and we can provide that in the letter that we send to all the residents. That way you have a chance before our final public hearing to maybe drive out, take a look at how they are, and then make your decision or voice your opinions
Yeah.
or opposition at that time. So I'll do that tomorrow morning.
That would be good. There is a place, I can't think of the name of the subdivision. It's off Hill Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's out towards Swartz Creek. So it's more east, because my stepson lives over off Swartz Creek.
Mm-hmm.
But that subdivision, I think, has the same lights kind of like, but I'm not sure whether the lights are the same, but the poles and stuff look the same.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it at night, so
Okay.
I was just kind of curious if that's the one, and I can't think of the name of that.
Well, I'm sure they
That
can tell us where they've
subdivision.
installed this particular fixture. So let me get that information, and I'll include that in the letter to all 48 residents, property owners.
Do we have a picture of do we have a picture or a diagram of the type of light that they will be using on the pole?
Yeah, if you look at special assessment, there's a street light diagram. Does that show the picture?
No, I couldn't
Mhm.
find one.
I think it's just a diagram, Shell.
Yeah, it is. I can also see, well, I'm sure at that point, if they can tell me where to find them, then we'll be able to tell what they look like. So I will ask for that as well.
Get a part number of the light, and then we'll know exactly what it is.
Yeah, a picture of the fixture. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. All right, great.
Does that conclude your public comment?
That includes, that's it.
Would you like
Thanks.
to remain on to listen to the rest of the meeting?
Pardon?
Would you like to remain on the phone to listen to the rest of the meeting?
No, that's all right.
All right.
I think I've got enough. Thanks.
Okay, have a great night.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Okay, Shelley, is there any other public that wants to speak with us?
There are none.
Okay, so I'd like to make a call for board comment. I'd like to make a second call for board comment. Okay, hearing none. Last call, third call for board comment. Hearing no comments, I would like to close this make a motion to close this public hearing at 5:49.
Support.
We have a motion support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Thank you. Very well done. Previous minutes.
Oh,
I move
go
we
ahead.
accept the minutes from the February 8th meeting with any changes or corrections.
Support.
We have a motion and support on the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. Okay, treasurer, bills.
Bills. Okay, we've got invoices. You have a copy of the invoices in your packet, and they come to a total of $10,989.88. And I would like to pay those bills, so would appreciate your support on that.
Support.
We have a motion by Pam, support by Cindy on the bills. Any discussion on the bills? Hearing none. Need roll call, please.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
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 Cheryl,
yes,
Nancy,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay. Treasurer's report, Pam.
Okay, in your packet, you will also see the treasurer's report for January 31st, and it boils down to the very bottom line being $7,571,119.16 in all of the different funds combined. And the revenue and expense report is also attached right behind that. We have gotten through 8.5% of our fiscal year has been completed, and those reports are both attached to your agenda.
Thank you, Pam. Okay, we'll go to the building report, and you can see that February, because of the snow and the cold weather, we had very few things going on. Pole barn, couple foundation repairs and a re-roof. Other than that, it was a real slow month. And it's picking up right now as we speak. So watch out for the next report. Okay, library report. Pam?
The library board met by Zoom, and we have another meeting coming up on Wednesday. We basically went over and paid the bills. The library is now open for usage. We are in trying to once again invite the head librarian to come in and talk to us to give us some more information. But it's pretty limited because we're just getting up and rolling again. We did receive a preliminary billing for what would be our share that I'm not going to give to you at this point because it's preliminary and the library board themselves have not adopted it. So it will be given to you at next month's meeting when I report on the library.
Excellent. Any questions for Pam? Okay, if not, we're gonna go right to Laura for the senior center report.
Okay, for the month of February, the board meeting was canceled, so I don't have anything new to report there. The senior center is currently in need of getting their furnace replaced and is also in need of ceiling repairs. So they're currently looking for grants to assist with those repairs. There's a full report attached from Bruce, the senior center director, that covers all of that. And we'd like to let everyone know that the senior center programs are open. People are excited to be coming back, and there's been new people joining all of the programs today. Pickleball had 17 people, so good part to that, this great weather we've had. Our next board meeting is March 17th, and I'm looking forward to attending that.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, we're gonna go to the fire authority report with Cynthia Bryan.
At our last meeting, we we had a new or revised COVID policy, the Explorer program policy, and a training policy that were approved. And then we also did approve our fire authority agreement. And after we approved that, there was a couple of a good word to use is there was a couple of Scribner errors in that. So we'll probably be reapproving that tomorrow night at our meeting. And tomorrow night will be the first time we'll be meeting in person at Station 1 because things have been lifted for people 25 and under. So looking forward to that. And that's about it.
Thank you. BDA report. BDA's moving on some stuff. You've got a report in your file. The couple of the important things, the RFP was issued to local greenhouses and posted in the Herald for our flower planting that we do. along the BDA corridor, which consists of primarily Vienna Road and Linden Road. We're also advertising for a seasonal handyman at the BDA. And it's something we haven't had in there for a while, a couple of years. And so far, we haven't had anybody calling on us yet. So if you know anybody that's looking for a part-time job, working outside, let Suzanne Maxwell know at the BDA. And this is really important. The BDA and the city of Clio have partnered to keep the walkways clean during the snow time. So from this point forward, if it snows, we're going to clean the sidewalks. No, they've been very busy. In fact, they've spent about $6,000 during the last snowstorm to clean not only the sidewalks on the bike path, which is still the busiest bike path in Genesee County, but the sidewalks from Webster Garner to Linden Road and Linden Road from Vienna Road to Menards. So it's one of the things that the BDA does. The BDA has also started a Facebook series on Meet the Merchant, which is pretty good. They're spreading the news about what some of the local merchants do. So we've been sharing that a lot. So now we'll go to Parks and Recreation with Sherilyn Russo.
Yeah, I just got an email from Julie, and to let Jeff and I know that they're going to have their first meeting this coming Thursday. And hopefully we'll have a lot to report back on at our next board meeting.
Excellent. We'll look for a
Add to
report
that?
then.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I will have all the financial documentation available at that time. I will have it turned over to the city of Clio, but I have electronic files that I need to give to somebody. So once you guys find out who the treasurer is going to be, they will have to contact me and I will forward them on because I don't know who to send them to at this point. So, and I have a
Okay.
big stack of stuff. So just let me know and I will make sure they get to the correct people.
Okay,
Okay, you got that, Sherilyn?
yep.
Okay, good. Jeff Thomas, Sports Complex Report.
Okay, at this time, waiting for load restrictions lift so they can haul some equipment in and supplies. Some of the equipment has already been moved up there, so they're getting ready. Chippewa Asphalt is soon will be leveling the parking lot with the stonecrete that was provided. And then let's see here, in which I talked to Mike Rosborough on that. He gave me all the information on that. So everything looks real good. Custom Builders is still involved with the project and everything seems to be on course. They have one concern. If anybody knows anybody, they're looking for volunteers to help with the soccer program as far as painting the fields before a game or helping with reffing or anything like that. They're really short-staffed due to the COVID. A lot of people have not reassigned themselves to help out, so they have a real concern with that. Erica Bailey or myself, you can contact, or Laura. And Erica's in charge of that, and her number is 964-8834. She would appreciate the help if anybody knows anybody or any suggestions. And that's about it. Oh, another thing, Steve Hughes is going to be building new bleachers for the sports complex. Local businesses are donating money and their time to build new bleachers, along to get advertisement of their businesses on the bleachers, and they were doing that.
Great.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
It is. That's good news, Jeff. Thank you.
All righty.
Okay, Supervisors Report. For those of you that aren't aware, we opened our doors for face-to-face with the constituents on March 1st. We were open for business prior to that, but we used a Dropbox and mail in with remote workers. According to the Michigan Department of Health requirements, we had 0 issues with that as far as any errors that we ever discovered. Of course, sometimes we don't find out for 9 or 10 years. For the time being, our snow is gone and the ditches are unthawing. The frost laws are in effect for anybody that is not aware of that. So they became effective March 5th. We're waiting to see when the Road Commission will give us recommendations now on our ditching for the year. Pam and Cindy and I met with the Road Commission on on the roads that will be done this year. Two of the roads that are important to us, Webster from Farron to Lake, they're gonna be chip seal with the fog. And Lake Road from Elms to Webster, they're gonna do a 2-inch overlay. Also, the truck route called Dodge Road is gonna be repaved from Saginaw to Clio Road. They did part of that last year, and that gets a lot of usage. And if you haven't pulled onto Dodge Road from Saginaw Street, don't. It's awful. I mean, it's a haven for bad tires, or
Yeah.
good tires to bad tires. Any additions or changes to the agenda, Michelle?
There are none.
Any correspondence?
Yeah, there are 3 pieces of correspondence in your packet for tonight. The first is the Genesee County Drain Commissioner's Office. There's a one from Mount Morris Township and State of Michigan Public Service Commission.
Okay. Any public comment?
There's no public comment.
Okay, under new business, we have resolution 030821-03, Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund Grant Allocation.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 03082103, the MDNR Trust Fund Grant Allocation.
Support.
We have a motion and support for resolution 03082103. Any discussion? Hearing none, I need a roll call vote, please.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
motion carried.
Item 2, resolution 030821-04, Dutchman's Cove Special Assessment District.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 03082104, Dutchman's Cove Special Assessment District.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please? Sorry.
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
motion carried.
Item 3, Covenant Cemetery Services, it's a 2-year contract.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Covenant Cemetery Services contract for 2 years.
Support.
Support. Oh,
We have a motion and support on the Covenant Cemetery Services 2-year contract. Any discussion?
I'd just
Hearing
like
none.
to,
Oops, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam?
Yeah.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 4, resolution 03082105, American Legion poppy sale.
Like to make a motion to adopt resolution 03082105, the American Legion poppy sale.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on the poppy sale?
Joe, I have a question. Where are they going to be to sell these poppies? Because I know there's always been a stink about main drags and intersections. And I don't, and unless I'm just missing it, I don't see it in their letter.
At the present time, I'm not sure that they disclose their location. Some of the things that we have to look at when we get a resolution like this are, number one, thank you, Pam, where they're going to be. I believe, Michelle, they still have to give us the liability policy.
Correct.
Or,
And they still, have
pardon
to
me?
that's correct. And they still have to get a permit from the state. So it really depends on where the state permitted. A couple of years ago, the state did away with any in-road fundraising but then they quickly repealed it.
Yep.
The American Legion did miss out that year. So it basically is just wherever Genesee County Road Commission, Michigan Department of Transportation allow them. Usually, the last time that they did it, which wasn't last year, the year before that, they were only at the intersection of Kmart, the old Kmart, Secretary of State, Wendy's, McDonald's, that intersection. But in prior years, they have also been at the Vienna and Linden. They weren't there 2 years ago, though. They were just at that one intersection. So it'll just depend on where they permit it. We're just saying, yep, we authorize the county to issue that permit if they so choose to.
Thank you.
And they, Pam, they are hesitant on issuing them in certain areas. I mean, high traffic volume, certainly they wouldn't permit it, but we've seen them do some crazy things. Any other questions? Now I'll call for the vote. Can I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, moving on to resolution 0308-2106, 2021-2022, senior center funding application.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 0308-2106, the 2021-2022 senior center funding application.
Support.
I have support. Any discussion?
I have a discussion. I do,
Go ahead,
Joe.
Pam.
When you look into the minutes, one of the attachments on the March 18th, 2020 minutes under new business, the old freezer died and Bruce looked around for a new freezer and found one out of state. I just have to question why we who depend on tax dollars from the state of Michigan would go for an out-of-state freezer to come into something that, you know, Michigan taxes support. I mean, I'm not seeing the logic in that, and I just would like to point that out.
Okay,
Well,
thank you. It doesn't pertain to the application, but we appreciate your input there.
No, it does not, but I want to point out that particular point, and I think it's something we need to discuss further.
I
another
guess, can I
Thank
mention
you.
something just from personal experience? You can't get freezers and refrigerators right now, and they have to have that to be able to provide food for the seniors that come in for their lunch programs and for the food that they distributed to them. I mean, I ordered a regular refrigerator, nothing special, back in November. I just got it a week ago. A freezer.
I know, but see, this was March 18th of last year. It was a year.
I'm gonna call for the question
Well-
at this point. We're talking about an application for the senior center funding. I appreciate the input, but it doesn't apply to the application. It has something to do with the discussion we'll have with the senior center later. I will tell you that this application request to us is new. I don't believe they've asked us to support the application process before. So, yeah, it is something new. So can I have a roll call, please?
Laura,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, item 6, 2021 code enforcement and blight management services.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2021 code enforcement and blight management service and award the contract, which is a 1-year contract with the option to renew for 4 additional 1-year periods to Prime Cut Property Management.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Is there any discussion on this?
Question, Cindy, with the ability to renew that for 4 years, does that mean we don't have to go out to bids again next year?
That is correct. If they keep their prices the same, the board would just approve it for another year. If they do increase their prices, they would have to show documentation and the board would still have to approve it. So, and if they didn't increase their prices to a point of where we said, no, you know what, we're not gonna do this, we're gonna rebid it. Yes, that it just gives us the opportunity to
Okay.
renew this.
Okay. Good move.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I have one quick question. So they get a yearly annual fee and then they just, per people's infringement on, if they need their grass cut, then that person that needed their grass cut would get charged $50 and then that $50 would go to Prime Cut? Is that how that works?
The yearly charge is for the code enforcement portion of this contract, which is where they go out, they investigate complaints we receive from residents. They also drive around to see if there are infractions on our ordinances and follow up. So that's kind of the code enforcement part of it. And then the cutting charges, that's what they charge, but then, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pam, those charges then are assessed on that particular person's winter taxes if they do not pay it.
Correct.
And yeah, that goes to Prime Cut.
And those people do get a notice, like
Oh, they,
couple
yeah,
weeks
they,
something?
yeah, there's timelines. They're all set out in our ordinances that you can get in and read them on our website and get a better understanding of, they get lots of notice though.
Thank you.
One of the comments that I'd like to make though is that the charge itself is not what you see. That's what they get paid per cut. We have additional fees that we charge if they so violate the ordinance. So there is some money that comes to the township that offsets those costs. So
Are there
if he
something like
gets, unless
admin
you,
fees?
pardon me?
Are there something like admin fees or
I
something?
would say that, yeah, because there could be some court costs involved,
Okay,
depending on whether or not we have to actually litigate. But sometimes we do. And if not, there's still, like you said, both of you, that it is an administrative fee that's added on.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions? Comments? Okay, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Nancy,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes,
Pam,
Yes.
Cheryl,
yes,
Jeff,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, item 7, set a public hearing for Dutchman's Cove Special Assessment District.
I'd like to make a motion to set the public hearing for Dutchman's Cove Special Assessment District for April 12th at 5:30.
support,
We have a motion of support. Any discussion? Do I need a roll call on this?
No, but can I just say something really quick? Just
ahead.
for the record, and for any residents that might be listening. So the purpose of this next public hearing is for the supervisor to present the special assessment role that we've authorized him to create by passing the resolution earlier in our meeting. So it'll be the presentation of that special assessment role, the final engineering documents, and then the opportunity for residents of Dutchman's Cove, the 48 parcels that are affected, to voice their opposition to this project. So this is the final step in that path. And if at the end of the public hearing, we choose to adopt and finalize the special assessment district, it will move forward. We will move forward with the installation and a change to our standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy to have it done.
Thank you, Michelle.
Any other questions about the public hearing? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed, say no. Okay, item 8. Motion to appoint Suzanne Thomas to the ZBA board.
Support.
Support.
Sorry, it's dark in my room. We have a motion and support. Any
Support.
discussion? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. Okay, we reserve this time for public comment. Is there any other public comment?
There then.
Okay, this is also the time that we set aside for board comment. And I'm going to look at my screen and I'll start with Laura.
I am looking forward to our in-person meeting and hope that will be next board meeting.
Thank you. Jeffrey,
Well, I'm looking forward to the same thing in these Zoom meetings and do it in person.
Sherilyn,
I agree with everything that's been said so far, so, but other than that, I have nothing.
Nancy,
No, I'm good.
Cindy,
I'm good.
Pamela.
I have one thing. I just would like to thank Greg Carrier for the years of service he's given the township. These are not jobs they're making rich money out of or doing anything. And he has served for a long time and we appreciate his service. So thank you, Mr. Carrier.
Thank you, Pam. You just stole my thunder. Now I got nothing. So thank you all. We had a long meeting today and it's the last time, hopefully for a while, that we have to look at a screen. We'll be able to see each other. We'll probably have to wear masks. Keep that in mind, but on the same token, the public will be able to come into the meeting. So with that, thank you all for your service. God bless and have a safe evening.
You
Have a good night, guys.